I don't think I'll ever fall in love with you, baby. I don't think I'll ever fall in love with you. But we're going through the same shit just...
Hey guys, it's Maureen here and welcome back to another video. I thought I'm going to do something different this week. Usually for my videos I will write down a script for me to read, and this time I thought that I'm just gonna go without a script and see if it's any better than having a script. Well, from my last video I mentioned that I gave myself a break from social media, and I honestly wasn't really feeling myself to beat myself up and to show up for all of my social media channels. I'm just thinking maybe it's just I'm going through one of the motions, but right now it has been almost a month since I went into my cave. I'm feeling much more better right now in terms of my mood, although I still have that fluctuation every now and then. Whenever I think of something, I tend to overthink, and if you are an introvert like me, you will resonate very much with what I'm trying to say. So, but yeah, well, the last 1.5 weeks actually, I've been trying to get my gig back, and it has really been quite hard because I find myself struggling to find the inspiration to actually draw something or to just do anything related to art. And there are just days whereby I'll just sit at my table and I'll stare at my blank sketchbook or the computer, and I can't even touch any digital art, even though I really like to try, and I'm trying to develop that area for my portfolio and skill development for this year. But it was really challenging for me to actually want to create something. But when I look at all the things that I've built for the past 1.5 years, I try to find the motivation again to do something, to create something, anything, maybe just draw something small, or just scribble something, or just do something unrelated to drawing, but it's still art, considered as art. So I found my inspiration again through cooking. By preparing meals for my children and by experimenting in the kitchen. And it's not that I don't enjoy cooking, I really do, but it's just that in order to find that inspiration again in my art, I had to look somewhere else and put my focus somewhere else to find it. It is like a mini detour, but the detour is like a small retreat in order to find back myself. So for this week's illustration, I am painting a little piece that I've been wanting to paint it for such a long time, and I've had it in my sketchbook, and for some reasons I just didn't really put forth this initiative to actually do it, because I keep on procrastinating for God knows why. And for all the reasons that might seem ridiculous. But it is something that I feel that represents me coming back and focusing back on my work, that I think that this illustration would suit very well. I drew her sometime about last year, and I was actually thinking about myself, thinking about a dream that I have that I hope one day I'm able to manifest. And this is a picture of me sitting down in my dream area, my dream space, and just enjoying the quiet time. I know that there's a lot of people out there who can really relate to this, whereby you just sometimes the most important and the most beautiful and wondrous place is just having time by yourself. And as an introvert, I do love spending time by myself. I do enjoy the time that I give myself, be it doing nothing or just enjoying the things that I love. And this illustration is me sitting down in my dream space, in the place that I find as peaceful, and reading, enjoying something that I really like. And I'm reminded to a hobby that I used to have when I was growing up, which is to read various types of books. I used to rummage through my uncle's old university books, and I remember them having yellow pages, and they are from the 1970s, and they are not as attractive as the school textbooks that I had and my children currently has, whereby we have lots of illustrations, pictures, and colorful covers for the books. But those old books, the ones that my uncle had, they were plain, but the content was so rich. And it was through those books that I was able to become like Alice in Wonderland and fall through a rabbit hole. And it took me to many places that exist only in my head, but it was an escape for me, and it was something that really brought me joy. And it was through this illustration that I drew something that brought me joy, that reminded me of something that made me really happy. I didn't want to draw directly on the watercolor paper, because watercolor paper, they are quite delicate, and if you tend to erase your sketches on it, they will actually ruin the fibers of the watercolor paper. And when you apply paint on it, you might not get a smooth finish as compared to if you're confident enough to get the sketch right the first time. And also, when you are sketching in your sketchbook, you get the right proportions. It does look really good. And if, let's say, you were to transfer, and if you were to draw it again on the watercolor paper, you might not get the right proportions. So therefore, I really like transferring my sketches onto my watercolor paper through either using carbon paper, tracing paper, or a light box. That is by using a natural light box, which is my window, if the light is good. But anyway, this illustration, now that it's done, the background and everything, it was just thought up on the spot. I didn't really plan for it, but looking at it right now, intuitively I painted all the things that made me happy, that gave me joy. And I see it right now that, it looks really nice and peaceful, being in nature, being amongst the flowers, being amongst the cool grass, and doing something that I really enjoy. So I know this video might sound a little sketchy and all over the place because I don't have a script right now, and I'm just walking around the room trying to talk on my phone and trying to record it. There's a lot of fillers. I know there's a I hope that you guys listening to this won't be put off. It's just something that I'm trying, but perhaps the next video I'll prepare a script and my speech would come out better. And once again, if you are an introvert like me, you would know very well that verbal communication is not our greatest strength. We thrive really good when we are given an opportunity to express ourselves through written communication, and I'm really good when it comes to writing. It's just that when it comes to verbal communication, I really have to put a lot of effort in it. Unless I've known you for like ages and we've been friends for aeons of years, and the speech would just come out easily. But anyway, I hope that you enjoy this illustration for this week's upload, and I hope that you also like the way I present this week's illustration, this week's show. And if you have enjoyed my content and if I've inspired you in any way, please consider to subscribe to my channel. I know that it's not, people don't really want to hear you've been asked to subscribe, but I'm just saying, well, if you don't ask for it, you won't know whether if you're going to get it or not, right? So yeah, if you have enjoyed my content in any way, and if my work has inspired you in any way, please consider subscribing to my channel and hit the like button for the video, because it helps with YouTube algorithm to show YouTube that my content is useful and it has value, and it'll show up more in other people's news feed, content feed. So until the next video, I'll see you again. And until then, I wish you all a pleasant week ahead, and yeah, take care and bye for now.